What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Bluebird Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So Frank Warren is expecting and hoping and praying and keeping his fingers crossed that they can announce a deal has been done and reached with Deontay Wilder for Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder rematch too. He said that they're hoping to get it over the line by the end of the week. He says that by the end of next week, he's hoping that they can announce the fight and announce. He said it's just ordinary negotiation situations that's going on. He said there's nothing serious that's preventing them from blocking it. He said he just hopes that he gets a deal done one way or another. He's able to announce it by the end of the week. He says that he was also asked if Tyson Fury if Anthony Joshua is the option for Tyson Fury as far as and he says no. He says that Tyson Fury can make far more money dealing with Deontay Wilder in the rematch than he can any fight with Anthony Joshua in the UK. He says that in the UK, it doesn't care what anybody says. He says over in the UK, the fans are great. He said the atmosphere is great. You know, the sport of boxing is great over in the UK. But when you have the American pay-per-view market, he said there's nothing like having the American pay-per-view market. He says it generates, at the end of the day, everybody knows that you need the American pay-per-view market to generate the most money. He says that you cannot generate the most money dealing with the UK solely. I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, he's throwing shots. He just don't like Eddie Hearn and so on and so forth. Well, at the end of the day, the bottom line is this. Everybody in the sport of boxing knows that you need the U.S. market, you need the U.S. pay-per-view to generate the most money, point blank and period. Anthony Joshua continues to state that he's a big dog, he's a big fish in a small pond, point blank and period. Like I stated before, we know that the pay-per-view market in the UK is totally different than the pay-per-view market here in the States. You guys let Eddie Hearn continue to pull the wool over your eyes, or you pretend to allow him to pull the wool over your eyes. You have to know better. $75.99 is more than $25.99, point blank and period. I don't care where you at on God's green earth. That's just the bottom line, right? 75 is always more than 25. So we know that that's more money that that's being generated. He says that Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury, first fight, hands down, blew Anthony Joshua and Alexander Povetkin out the water. He says it did better revenue all the way around the board. It just did better. And he fought at Wembley Stadium with 70,000 people, 80,000 people there. And Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury fought in the stadium that had 15 to 16,000, 17,000 people in it. And they generated more revenue due to the fact that the pay-per-view market is much different than the market over in the UK. He says that Anthony Joshua just doesn't want to fight. So he was using the UK as a defense mechanism and not coming to the States when offered the big money, point blank and period. We all know this. So we know that Anthony Joshua, a lot of people like to stand behind the fact and say, whether it's true or not, we know it's not true, but it came from Frank Warren, a $50 million offer in BT Sports. Well, guess what? We know that Showtime and pay-per-view are the two biggest networks in the States, right? Just like BT Sports and Sky Sports over in the UK. And they came together for a Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao fight. You know, they did a joint network, so on and so forth. They got the deal done, point blank and period. When two fighters want to get it done, they'll get it done. That's just the bottom line. So Anthony Joshua at this point in time, we seen Eddie Hearn do a deal with Frank Warren to have Billy Joe Saunders fight Demetrius Andrade. And one is Sky Sports, and the other is DAZN. So we know that, and this was just a couple of months ago. So we know that they could get it done. We know that it could happen. It's a possibility, point blank and period. And that if they really wanted to accept the $50 million offer from Deontay Wilder, whether it came from BT Sports, whether it came from Showtime, whether it came from the little green man on the moon, they would have found a way to get it done, point blank and period. And like I stated before, we know all the money, the revenue is here in the States. just like Frank Warren is stating, just like Lennox Lewis has stated, Dillian White has come out and stated that, you know, the money's here in the States. Dillian White just came out and said that you must fight here in the States. Everybody knows this. Lennox Lewis is coming out. I mean, we just know this, right? At some point in time, even Joe Kawasaki crossed the pond and felt like he had to come over to the States because Joe Kawasaki is not recognized due to the fact that Joe Kawasaki never came over here and fought in the States. In the prime of his career, he came over here when Roy Jones already lost and Bernard Hopkins was 45 years old, so on and so forth. And come over here and fight these fighters, opposed to just coming over here early in his career and making his name, but he never did. So when you think of middleweights and light heavyweights, you don't think of Joe Kawasaki due to the fact that he stayed over there in the UK across the pond and never came and make a name for himself. So that's just one example. You know, there's plenty of examples, but at the end of the day, there's good news because Frank Warren is saying that he hopes that they could get a deal done. They're hoping to announce it by the end of this week or next week. So that's great news. He says he's keeping his fingers crossed. He just want to get it done and over with, get it across the line, get it announced, and let's make it happen. He said they put on a hell of a show the first time around, and they're looking to put on a hell of a show the second time around. But that's all I got for y'all. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notification. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.